That's the real question here. Oh, God. We keep going. Jesus Christ. That hurt my back, that sneeze. Right, Imola and Singapore today. This could go absolutely insane rather quickly. Yeah, right, so it looks like we are just waiting on people to choose strategy. And it looks like we're going to go overcast for 16 laps here at Imola. There you go, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And it's lights out, away we go. Here we go, first lap of sprint today. It looked like, it looked like Mike may have got the best start of everyone. Mike got a good start on the outside here. We go into turn 2. We might be into, that was almost damaging, almost a collision straight away. Mike somehow saved that from the gravel as well, coming through the end of the chicane. And we're still going side by side between mini turns and Boomer here, going through the middle of the first sector. Now toward the end of the first sector, everyone's still continuing on side by side. Actually keeping an eye on who has actually moved up and down. So you've got, I think Staber, yeah, Staber's made the greatest start here. Moose has unfortunately spanned, I can only assume he spanned from 4th to 17th. Here comes Minited down the inside of MBMA, and they have collided. That looked like a big hit. Also looked like a big hit for Big Turns here too. He's just gone well off the track. He's just dropped himself all the way down to 12th. And we've got battled all the way through the grid right now. Alu goes past MBMA. MBMA lost a few positions. Staber gets past Mike, and Staber also got past Jaguar in the last straight. Which means Staber's having a good time here. Oh, we're going full wide here. It didn't look too great. Bloodwave lost a position out in the background to Rigo. And Rigo might be about to go after MBMA here too, and he will to the outside as we go into turn 1. Robin and Daxi also going after each other. Boomer and DDK having a little bit of a battle going into the first chicane. And Mike just cannot get that first chicane right on the inside whatsoever. Loses another position as a result. Boomer gets past DDK as we head down into the second chicane. Mike and Alu are still going at it. With me, it's going to impact MBMA and Rigo behind. And Rigo gets past MBMA because MBMA's path got cut very short there as Alu got cut off by Mike. That's to get past Saeed. He moves up into 12th. Everything going, oh, Robin's got a bit wide there. Robin's lost the position of MBMA. He's also lost the position of Bloodwave. And it looks like Bloodwave gone wide. And Staber's in the wall. Staber's in the wall. My voice isn't entirely back yet, but Staber is in the wall. He drops to 16th. Big Turns is apparently losing his entire track there at the end. Oh, that's deep from Moose. That's deep from Moose. He's not going to get that position on Matt in the end. Millsy is an AI, so he's still too far back on Daxi to make anything work. Same for Daxi on Robin. Going further up the grid, Mike's just got overtaken by Alu finally, and it looks like Mike is about to get sandwiched by 2 more. There goes Rigo! Oh, they've collided and Mike spun round! The collision between Rigo and Mike sends Mike doing a donut down the straight. Also, Daxi getting past Saeed for 10th now. A few people spinning, 3 people have spun so far this race. Costing, making that 4. Matt's also gone off the track now. It looks like Rigo's done it too. Rigo's out. Rigo's out at the end of the second sector. And I think there's no safety car and it's not a red flag. Wow. It looks like we've got, we've lost Rigo. Big Turns is all but out too. Oh, it looked like Robin and Daxi going at each other there. Didn't actually look like he got a lot of anything there. DDK picks up 3 seconds right in front of the pack here. It looks like Bloodwave might be going straight after DDK after that 3 seconds for corner cutting. And it looks like Bloodwave's going to get in front. Alu stopping MBMA just in front of these two too. Robin also trying to have a go. Alu picks up 3 seconds and they both crashed! Oh, the inside touch there from Robin. Hits the back wheel on DDK and it's dragged them both. Robin somehow avoided visible damage anyway. DDK is straight in a wall. Ouch. Well, I guess we move back up the grid as we watch Alu versus Bloodwave as they fight for 5th and 6th right now. Oh, that did not look great for Alu. He half spanned that car there. He's managed to save it. You don't want to be doing too many of those. You won't get the ability to save them that often. And Saeed also trying to go after Daxi. Oh, Robin picks up 3 seconds again. He's not having a nice time with the track limit so far. Here comes Daxi on the outside of Alu. Doesn't make a move for it. MBMA picks up 3. Also, Mike picked up 3, and Saeed got extremely deep as Daxi's going to try and pull alongside Alu here, and he has. And he's actually got past Alu. That's a nice little move there from Daxi. As we go through the end of lap 5. No spin to the end of the lap this time as we saw on the end of lap 4. MBMA says the fastest lap so far, but also got a 3-second time penalty in the process. Jaguar and Boomer having a bit of a fight through the first chicane, and Jaguar is going to come out on top of that one as they look to hunt down Mini Turns, who has a 2-second lead at this point in time. Is getting everything right. It looked like, yeah, Boomer's just not got the exit speed right now on Jaguar. Jaguar's flying. Jaguar might be able to cut this gap from 2.2 seconds down towards the chance to maybe take the lead in this race later on. He is closing it down as we speak. It's been 0.4 of a second on this lap. Moose and Mike are fighting their way through the middle of the second sector, and Moose has cleared Mike now. And everyone's starting to separate a little bit. Everyone being in the way of incidents, this, that, the other, starting to separate the grid as we go along. Rigo's out, big turn, DDK, Matt, sorry, had all span. I think Moose had 2. Even though I got the worst start known to mankind, one of the 2. It looked like, what on earth was the attempt there from Robin? You just knocked out the ball out of the entrance to the pit lane, and it looks like he's going to get past Saeed either way. He is going to get past Saeed either way, but he isn't going to have a go at Alu. He looked like he was for a split second. Matt picks up 3 seconds as we go through onto lap 6. And Staben's now in the pits. We're actually going to put the tyre chart on now. Oh, we got yellow flag in sector 1. And it's a McLaren. It's Mike. Mike has spun again. And his great start just deteriorated quickly. MBMA is going to be suffering here against Bloodwave and Daxi at the moment. Robin against Saeed is going to go back and forth. Saeed picks up 3 seconds, make that battle a little bit more even. Mildy AI is somehow sat in 10th and not really being challenged at the moment. As we go on through, Dax, the yellow flag in sector 1 again. It's Mike again! Having an absolute nightmare this race. DDK's gone by him now, and it won't be too long before big turn to 2. And it looked like, actually, big turns are not that far away from being lapped. MBMA's got the DRS here against Bloodwave, DRS being completely useless. And as soon as I say that, MBMA's going to get around the outside here, isn't he? Yes, he is. Down into turn 1. Still ahead. Gets in front of Bloodwave for proper. And gets that position up into 4th. He does have a penalty. It'll hinder him later on. But for now, he's in 4th against Alfa Romeo. The Red Bull right now, 4th and not on the grid. Mini Turns, however, has seen his 2-second gap get absolutely destroyed very quickly here by Jaguar, and Bloodwave looked to get alongside MBMA there, but couldn't in fact hang it after the hairpin. Also got Daxi sitting in and around this as well. It won't be too long before Alu tries and joins the back of the pack, making it a 4 or 5 way. But for now it's only never mind, MBMA to the wall. Never mind. I was about to say this, either way it's only a 3-way battle at the moment. It's not anymore. MBMA straight into a wall. Mini Turns gets 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. Oh my, what are you doing? What are you doing? Wow. Wow. Oh, you may have just thrown away a win. Daxi versus Bloodwave is now a little bit of a battle. MBMA gets 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. He didn't have a great time either. It looks like we've got penalties flying left, right and centre right now. Yellow flag in sector 1, that's an Alfa Romeo. That's Saeed. Saeed sped off this time. No one's having a fun time here at all. Daxi's losing time on Bloodwave as we speak as well. Moose is trying to catch an AI, which feels like he's been trying to do that forever. MBMA is going to come out in front of Mike by quite a considerable way, but he's a country mile away from DDK. Half a second split. Moose and the AI right now. We'll continue to watch this to see whether or not he's actually able to get past the AI anytime soon. Jaguar is pitted, so we now get to see whether or not he is in fact in front of Mini Turns. But my Mini Turns has now got 5 seconds of speed in the pit lane. Jaguar has no such infringement. Actually, everyone but Bloodwave is now in the pits. So does Millsy's AI come in too. So that leaves us with, what, 3 people? Nope, 2 people that haven't in fact pitted yet. Oh, there goes Mini Turns, and Mini Turns has beaten Jaguar back out the pits. And he also has a little bit of a gap. 1.6 seconds on is the gap now between Jaguar and Mini Turns. However, Jaguar's on the better tyre. Big Turns, however, gets 3 seconds of track limits. Jaguar should win from here. I would be surprised if he didn't. But I've been wrong before. And I'm almost certainly going to be wrong again at some point in my life. Why not be now? Mike gets 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. Alu gets 3 seconds to multiple track limits. It's all over the place with penalties in this one. Daxi's also right behind Alu. Bloodwave was just in front of that, so it'll be interesting to see where Bloodwave comes out. Alu did undercut both of them. Robin gets 3 seconds to track limits. Bloodwave has gone into the pits. Jaguar isn't closing the gap at all on Mini Turns right now. And in fact, if anything, Boomer's getting a real good go at him. And there goes Moose as well. Boomer gets 3 seconds. As soon as I say he's having a good go at him, he gets 3 seconds to track limits. Commentator's curse is striking while the iron is hot today. So 1.3 between Jaguar and Mini Turns. Boomer right on the back of Jaguar 2. Daxi is actually in front of Bloodwave now after undercutting him. Alu right behind these two as well. Now you've got Staber in 7th, who's somehow surviving in the top 7 despite... Oh! That's Alu in the gravel! That's Alu in the gravel, and Staber might be about to make that 6th. Alu's tyres are going to be a little bit fucked at the moment. Mike has got 3 more seconds, which is not too surprising at all. But for now, it looks like we're going to hold on. Alu is going to hold on against Staber for the moment in time. See how long this lasts. Also, Daxi and Bloodwave are going to go at it. Daxi's tyres are a lap older, so there is an ever so slight tyre advantage in the Alfa Romeo's favour. They're both tier 1 drivers. They're both roughly the same skill level. So it's whether or not Bloodwave can make that tire advantage count. Also, Jaguar now just outside of a second. Boomer's still within half a second of Jaguar as well. And there goes Bloodwave on the outside of turn 1 and gets it done very nicely. That did not take very long at all. So Staber and Alu right behind each other there, and Staber's going to pull out alongside and in front of Alu before the second chicane even hits. And Staber's up to 6. I'll keep a tally of penalties later on. It looks like Moose is actually going to actually overtake Millsy's AI for once. It's taken him 11 laps. And now he's going to have to go after MBMA. It's right in front of him. Until then, we'll figure out what's going on in the rest of the grid. 6 tenths of a second splitting lead at the moment. We're actually going to take a look at Alu versus Staber very quickly. They're going to go through the final chicane on the lap. Well, on lap 11 of 16, Jaguar is now within DRS. Boomer had lost DRS on Jaguar, which means Boomer's probably settling for maybe the bottom step of the podium, maybe a little bit more. He's got to get a move on if he is going to get a bit more, though. He's actually back within DRS, so he's closed that gap by half a second. That was very quick. It looked like Daxi versus Bloodwave are going to fight! And it's Daxi that's got off the track! And that looked like a collision between the two. And that might draw the steward's attention. Boomer's still within DRS. Jaguar's in and out of DRS on the guy in front of him. And now Boomer has a very, very solid chance of pulling himself within the bottom step of the podium. Maybe, just maybe even the second step of the podium at this rate. He does. Well, he is ever so slightly within that 2-second gap that he currently had in terms of penalties over Mini 10. So he is there. He might have to find maybe an extra 10th or 2 by the end of this race, given the tyre differences. But if Jaguar can start fighting Mini 10s, then Boomer's going to fancy his chances of second. Bloodwave just sitting himself just outside of this right now. Staber in 5th, Alu 6th. Robin in 7th as well. Daxi dropped to 8th after the collision. And we're going to continue to look towards the front. Mini-Tez versus Jaguar is now the battle we're going to focus on. Everyone else outside of the Alpines and Staber are not within DRS range. Which means we've got maybe like 2 battles left on the track at the moment. Oh, Jaguar just picked up 3 seconds. Jaguar went wide there in the second sector. He's picked up 3 seconds, so Boomer might be looking at this with a little bit of confidence now. Maybe if he can get within DRS, he might be able to do something. And if you're mini turns, you just try and push for 2 seconds. You got to speed in the pit lane, so the 3 seconds isn't good enough. He needs 2 seconds extra on top, or another Jaguar penalty. Which he doesn't have either at the moment. Mike picked up another 3 seconds. MBMA got overtaken by Moose King in the prior lap. Robin is also going to try and take a look at Alu sooner rather than later. And that's actually the battle we're going to look down into going down the straight, considering the front two shouldn't be too close to each other, as Robin goes past Alu in the end. A very early move, very early done by Robin, and makes it very easy for everyone else around him too. Also, one of the McLarens having an absolute nightmare, I think, has just been lapped. He has. So, no DRS for Jaguar. Well, as soon as I say that, he gets it within DRS. Boomer needs to find another 3 tenths of a second to get himself into this race. Bloodwave's in an absolutely incredible position right now. Ah, never mind. Wow, the commentator's curse is strong today. It is so strong. I think I've managed to do that for all three of the guys at the front. Wow, Bloodway's in a strong position, immediate 3-second time penalty. Well, I guess that hands it back to Jaguar then, doesn't it? I think that hands it straight back into the hands of Jaguar. OG Moose and MBMA are fighting right up until MBMA picked up another 3 seconds of track limits. MBMA and Moose King actually fighting all the way up into the chicane, and it looked like Moose lost a little bit of time there actually. 8 tenths of a second now back. Robin versus Staber, and that is going to go in the Alpine's favour. Robin to overtake Staber down the straight. We're going to go, oh my Jesus Christ, that's a lot of penalties. So, right now, Jaguar 1. I think that might be Miniters 2, ever so slightly. It's going to be really close. I think right now it's ever so slightly in Jaguar, in Miniters' favour for second. And it'll be Boomer third, Bloodway fourth. Robin's going to drop the entire way down the fucking pecking order with this. Actually, he's only going to lose 3 places, but still, that's more than he would bargain for. It's close. Alu picked up 3 more, and now Robin's not even going to lose the position of Alu either. He's only going to lose the position of both the AlphaTauris. We're on lap 15 of 16 right now, about to go into lap 16 of 16. And Jaguar is going to win it on penalties as it stands. It's been close, but he's never really been able to make anything actually stick. Until right now! Until I just said that, when he goes around the outside before the first chicane and gets it done, and he is now in the lead of the race, both on track and on penalties. And I think that might allow for Boomer to just nab second, and I think Staber, yeah, Staber's crashed. Staber's crashed. Oh, that's a bad time for that. Staber should have a really good time at Singapore, like, but that's a bad time for that. Yeah, mini turn 6 tenths of a second now. He isn't going to be able to catch, but I think Boomer behind him. And it's going to be really close as to whether or not Mini Turns ends up on this podium. Mike gets another 3. I don't think Mike knows where the white lines are. With the end of the race approaching, here comes Jaguar down the second to last. And now going through the final corner here at Imola, and Jaguar, albeit a lot of questions asked in this one, in the Williams, is going to win the race. And I think it's Boomer. Yeah, Boomer and Bloodwave are going to steal this podium in the end from Mini Turns, who ends 4th in the end. Daxi is just going to cross the line. They're very leisurely into 5th. Staver picks up another 3 seconds after his spin. He'll overtake Alu, but not Robin. And Alu is going to end 8th. Saeed is going to end 9th. DDK 10th. Moose King is going to end 11th. He's on his own here. 30-second time penalty is not going to mean anything. Milty is going to end 12th, albeit he is an AI and definitely not even going to worry about that for now. MBMA is actually going to end 14th because unless Matt spins right at the end here, which is entirely possible, it's not really going to mean much. And there you go, Matt gets 13th. Big Turns, it's going to be the last one over the line. He is going to end 15th here. It looks like, right, so that was a pretty good first race, albeit penalties galore. And then, right, so we've got one more race to go, and if you thought penalties were bad at the first one, well, it might be about to get a whole lot worse. We've got Singapore up next. And with it being reverse grid from the first race, it means Jaguar's going to start last. And I think Rigo might be the one to start first. Rigo, Mike, Big Tens, MBMA in that order. Matt always starts to the back so he can actually survive. So that's not going to change, which will promote Moose and DDK up positions. I'll tell you what, we just need the lobby set up now for Singapore second, for the second race. "15 laps of Singapore coming up. That's going to be... This could be interesting. Just waiting on everything to be sorted out there. That first race was an absolute... Well, there were spins everywhere. There were this, that, and the other. At the same time, there was an absolute... A couple of collisions that almost certainly will go to a stewards if they decide to. If it rains here, that'd be funny. Oh, Daxi tried taking out the Blood Wave. That makes more sense. Got absolutely done by no mistake then. That would make more sense. Well then. I'm still recovering, so I apologize for all the coughing and... Alright, looks like we're going for Singapore. Wait, we're not going yet. It looked like Big Turns has decided not to pick a car. Yeah, Big Turns is the only one we're waiting on. They're just getting a random ass car. Yeah, big time disqualification. Unless he looks into the same car. There's no way that's going to happen. Big Turn's had all his assists turned on full. That's an interesting one. As EA games seemingly changing people's settings is a common occurrence at this point. It's been happening on FIFA a rather lot recently. Right, Singapore's going to be dry. Alright, here we go again. There's 5 red lights. It's lights out, away we go. Yeah, Big Turd is in fact out of the race. He has been disqualified. Rigo is in the... Well, Rigo's gone. Rigo is in the distance already. It doesn't look like an awful lot's going to happen in turn 1 here. Boom has lost a couple of positions. Mini-10 loses out to Bloodwave. Staber gets past DDK. It looks like a little bit too wide going through into the first long straight at the end of Sector 1 here. And Daxi versus DDK also happened. DDK losing out to both AlphaTauris in this one. Maybe looking to go down the inside of Daxi. And he is going to, but he isn't going to get it. And that's going to allow for Jaguar to go on through here. Almost people trying to send it left, right, and center. And almost getting themselves straight into a different car. This time Bloodwave and Robin almost killing each other. You got DDK versus Jaguar. Oh, DDK's gone deep, gone very deep. He's lost a few positions as a result of that as well. Staber up into third. Rigo is in the distance. 3 seconds up the road, but this is Rigo. This is usually means he'll end up getting to lap 14 and spinning. Down the inside goes MBMA on Mike, and that might squeeze Mike a little bit, but it is going to be a nice little overtake, or was a nice little overtake for a split second. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ! What on earth was that from MBMA? Shut the door for... I'm not entirely sure why. On Daxi there. And Daxi is in the wall, got no front wing, and that pretty much ends any chance he has in this one. That was just not good from MBMA on the corner there. Oh, Big Turn gets 5 seconds speed in the pit lane. I'm pretty sure he's retiring out of the race. Yes, he is. And it looked like Bloodwave had a little bit of a nightmare on the exit of 3. We go down the long straight at the end of Sector 1 now. Living vicariously through the stream right now. Well, that's fair. Also had a little bit of a battle there. Jaguar versus Mike, and Mike is just getting overtaken by everyone and anyone at this point. There goes Moose down the inside. Mike gone deep. It doesn't look like Mike's going to be able to do it. Well, Mike's held on. Robin versus Moose King. Moose King gets shoved a little bit wide there, and that allows the Bloodwave to go on through. And this might allow for Boomer to open up the door as well. We might be 3 wide. And that's going to be deep for Moose King again. Being on the outside or 3 wide there is almost a death sentence. I'm surprised it wasn't ending up in a death sentence. Moose is just hanging himself in there. And it looks like DDK has hit the wall. I think DDK may have hit the inside wall. I'm not sure if Robin hit anything too. That was just, this is just looking like chaos. And then we got Mike and Bloodwave against each other, and yeah, this is relative. Oh, wait, there's a new. I have only just clicked. It's the new variant of Singapore. Oh, that's the wall, Mike. You might not want to be doing that. Oh, Rigo 6 seconds in the lead. Absolutely flying right now. MBMA on the back of Jaguar, still not able to do anything just yet. Also got Staber versus Alu, that might come into play. I'm pretty sure DRS has just been enabled. DRS has just been enabled, which means he is going to try and make a move here, I'm assuming. He's going to go to the outside here, though, against Alu. Alu versus Staber. And Staber on the outside gets one hell of an exit. That is well done on the outside by Staber there. There's not a lot you can do when you're going up against that. That is just impressive. It looks like also looks like Big Terms is typing in the Discord. He's not particularly happy with about not being in the right car. Also MBMA not really getting close enough to not really got the chance right now to go after Jaguar. However, Bloodwave does have the opportunity on the outside against MBMA. Gonna get a better exit too. The outside usually better. And there you go, he gets it very nicely there against MBMA. Bloodwave takes 5th place. Jaguar, Staber, Rigo all on the soft tyres. Rigo has a 6-second advantage over Staber, who's got another 1.5 to Alu. And then there's an extra nearly 5 seconds to Jaguar right behind behind them. And DDK and Moose King, we're going to have pretty much a 4-way battle going in here. DDK versus Minitez versus OG Moose versus Saeed. It's won by DDK for now, and it looks like Minitez is going to win the battle between him and OG Moose. Oh, OG Moose getting all over the place on the exit of 3. Oh, that's a bit deep. That's a warning. Minitez is going to have to avoid some of those. He'll get a penalty sooner rather than later. DDK is going to hold on for now. Bloodwave also going after Jaguar. We'll see whether or not Jaguar is able to hold on with those soft tyres. Not entirely sure how long they're going to last here. Here comes Mini turns against DDK. Look to the inside there. He had his front wheel alongside momentarily, but backed out. And DDK is going to hold on. He tries to charge down Mike. And all 4 of these guys might get past Mike sooner rather than later. There you go. As soon as I say it, Mike's in the wall. And Mike's lost the position of basically everyone down the straight. Apart from Moose King and Saeed, because they both had compromised exits from Mike's in the wall, Mike being in the wall too. And Saeed got all over the place. He'd lost the position, and Moose King again. And Moose King is going to have a go here at Mike, but actually doesn't decide to go at him before the home straight. Might go at him now. DDK now into the pit. If I'm Moose King, I'm going now. See if he can clear Mike well before in the first 3 corners here. He's going to go alongside Mike here. Oh, that was just about avoiding the worst. Saeed also had to get out of the way. He didn't have the greatest of first corners either. And that's going to probably keep Mike where he is for now. Unless Moose can get one hell of a run, which he has. Moose has got one hell of a run down the straight, and Mike is now a sitting duck. As he's got Saeed alongside him too, and Saeed and Moose has finally got by him. Mike is just losing position left, right, and centre. We got Bloodwave versus Jaguar. Bloodwave up into 4th right now. 4.2 seconds now behind Alu. That's come down half a second since the last time we checked it. Oh, that looked a little bit deep there from Bloodwave on the exit of the bridge. You don't want to be doing that too often. That might open the door for the people behind you sooner rather than later. On the new variant of Singapore. It doesn't look like an awful lot of more overtaking is happening here at Singapore, to be fair. And Staber is now in the pits. Which means he's going on to the medium tyres relatively early. 15 laps here, we're on lap 6 now. He's maybe looking to gain some time on an undercut onto Rigo right now, but we'll see sooner rather than later. Also, Alu now 3.3 ahead of Bloodwave, and that clock is ticking down very quickly. Alu currently 10 seconds behind Rigo. Rigo having all the time in the world in his hands. I think, yeah, Moose just picked up 3 seconds worth of track limit penalties. You don't want to be doing that too often. Staber currently in 13th, but has a ton of open space. And it looks like we're going to have a continuation of the triple threat going on here between Bloodwave, Jaguar and MBMA, currently sitting each other about half a second back. It looks like here goes MBMA on the inside. MBMA is going to have a little bit of a send here, but he's got the inside line, and we all know what that means from the prior attempts. It means you aren't getting that overtake done unless he's going to try it now on the inside of the chicane. Oh, and there's a collision and he's in the wall. And that is going to damage his race quite significantly. You aren't doing 10 laps on the softs here. And now he has visible damage. There's no front end plate on that. And Jaguar also into the pits. Is there a front wing change happening here? Same with Rigo. Rigo in and out. There is no front wing. So Jaguar got no damage as a result of that collision there with MBMA. And as for coming out of the pits, Rigo has come out in 7th place. Right behind Saeed. It might immediately, well, he's actually going to get DRS, so getting held up is probably not in the cards at all. It isn't. He's going to get passed before the end of the straight, and that is not what you wanted to see if you were Staber, who is currently right behind Noof, who's fighting with Mike, and he's actually managed to get by Mike. Mike had an awful exit out of the straight there. Staber needs to get his way through very quickly if he wants to go after Rigo. Currently sits himself about 5 seconds back to the yellow flag in sector 2. That is Daxi. That is Daxi. He's spun. Staber's got past Noof, and it's now 4.8, which means he has cut off about 1.2 seconds on the undercut. That is probably good news for Staber. Maybe a little bit more in the head of Rigo now as they go through. I don't think it'll be too long before Staber starts to catch up and tries to pass Moose. Alu is now in the pits. Bloodway stays out. Robin stays out. Boomer stays out. Mini also stays out. Rigo just pitted, and he is flying right now. He is well ahead of Alu, who's just making his way down the pit straight now. Actually, he's just gone into his pit. That means Staber's going to get by in 2. And I think Alu has just rejoined the track just after Mike. Right now, Staber is closing in. Problem right now Staber has is the 2 cars in front of him will eventually pit, but unfortunately, he hasn't really gained an awful lot on Rigo as a whole. Rigo being first in this race has gained him a massive advantage. It looks like Staber's got past Moose King. That's nicely done by Staber, as he is now going to chase after Saeed. And then he has 4.5 seconds to try and catch Rigo. You would assume that Rigo would win this race without any mistakes now. I don't think Rigo has had any sort of competition this entire race. Staber's tried, bless him, but he really hasn't been able to do anything. Saeed gets an awful exit there again. And it means that Staber is in fact going to get by him. 5.8, so he has closed in, starts a corner cut. Boomer's now in the pits. Miniturn has come into the pits too. Robin and Bloodwave still ahead, both staying out. So Staber has a long time to catch. I don't think he does it. Alu comes out. He's currently 5.5 seconds behind Staber, so I think, honestly, your 1-2 is almost definitely set. And it'll be Rigo 1, Staber 2 without any mistakes. However, two of the drivers that are most famous in the league for being prone to mistakes at the worst possible time. So, I know, ironic coming from me, but that is the case. They usually do make mistakes when it doesn't suit them. And, will we see one more? Will we see any of them make a mistake today? We're on lap 9 of 15, and realistically, the first two is completely sorted. We're getting a Red Bull-style win here for Rigo today. Alu is closing it down. I think he'll be closing it down relatively enough by the end of the race for Staber to be challenged. Jaguar further back. He has a penalty by the game. 5 seconds of speeding in the pit lane. And Bloodwave now comes into pit. And let's see where Bloodwave comes out then in comparison to everyone else. Boomer also gets 3 seconds for track limits. And Robin also comes in, so that is everyone. Everyone has now come in off of their pit stop, for their pit stops, apart from Mike, but he's really a non-factor. Oh, and same with Matt, but they are both really non-factors in this race. It looks like Bloodwave is going to come out behind Jaguar, just about to survive the white line there. He's actually, yeah, so he's going to come out in front, behind Jaguar by quite some distance, and Robin is actually going to join us behind Boomer, and now that could be interesting. Robin will get DRS pretty much immediately. So if Boomer can survive one straight here, then we might get a little bit of a battle out of this. Also, oh, that's not good for Robin. You're in a slipstream. You shouldn't be having to warm up the tires at this point in the race. Especially even on softs when you've just gone onto them. They should be flat out enough to get you right beside Boomer, who's on when you had DRS and we're only 2 tenths back. You should have gone for that. That's going to come back to bite you. It looks like Miniturns is also tacking himself onto the back of this. Robin and Miniturns will benefit from the penalties to Boomer. His 3-second track limits, it's going to cost him at least 2 positions at this rate. Miniturns only being about 1.5 seconds back right now. Staber 6.9, that gap's just increasing as we go along. Alu also not really able to nail down the gap between him and Staber, so honestly the top 5 are probably all sorted. Unless there's mistakes as we go into lap 11 of 15. This is actually the only battle we have on track right now. Mike and Matt have both pitted on the prior lap. Robin getting close again to Boomer, but not enough. Boomer doing just about enough right now to hold off against Robin, and just about enough is good enough until you add the penalties on. Either way, Boomer's only going to lose 2 positions out of those penalties. I don't think MBMA is going to be able to get close enough for that to matter. He's also on worse tyres. Same for DDK. Don't want to go too deep here. Boomer doesn't go too deep here, so he should be safe from DRS. And he will be safe. There's no way Robin gets anywhere near him down this straight. There's no DRS for the rest of the lap, so Robin's actually going to have to do some smart driving to try and get himself against Boomer once again. See if he can actually get the overtake done on track. Bloodwave is actually closing in on Jaguar on track as well as the penalties. Right now, 7.9 splits Rigo and Staber, and I think that's getting set a match at the front. Has been since the start, to be completely honest with you. Rigo got a lightning quick start and never gave up. Also, Robin has had an incredible first sector. He is right on the back of Boomer now, and Boomer needs one hell of a run down this straight, which he isn't going to get. And there should be the pickers for Robin down this straight. Robin on the inside, gets himself in front. It may be a switchback here for Boomer. This would be incredible. Doesn't get it. Maybe tries again. Doesn't get it at all. Not the second time. The first time looked on for a split second, but Robin finally able to shut the door and gets past Boomer. Saeed gets past Moose. And they're going through as well. One lap 12 of 15. Right over the Anderson Bridge at the moment. Jaguar also got overtaken by Bloodwave not that long ago. I don't think there's an awful lot that's going to really go on here, apart from Alu getting chased down right now from Bloodwave and from Jaguar. Jaguar has the penalty, 5 seconds, so Alu's not going to be affected by that. However, Bloodwave does not. So, Alu could be at risk of losing his podium here. Bloodwave is catching. He has 2 lap better tyres. Alu has 3 laps of this race to hang on. Bloodwave is now within DRS. And that gap is coming down a lot quicker than Alu would like it to. There's about a second splitting all the drivers. Well, a couple of the drivers right now. Also, Saeed going after DDK. DDK is on 8 lap hold hards. I can't imagine that would be ultra difficult here for DDK as they go through for Saeed here on DDK as they go down the straight. They open up the DRS. Saeed, has he got enough in the tank? He is not going for that at all, which is weird. I don't understand why you wouldn't. DDK makes his one move to sit himself right in front of the Alfa Romeo, and that Saeed just not going for anything right now. Picking his spot in all the wrong places. You should be using DRS here, mate. When you get it, to actually try and make your move, you're trying to pick a fight in a corner, you're going to lose every time. Also, Alu versus Bloodwave down towards the chicane. And Alu pumps on the brakes, but Bloodwave goes deep. And Bloodwave is probably going to have to give that back. Somehow doesn't get a 3-second penalty for cutting a corner, which was straight up a corner cut. 3 seconds there for DDK. And, yeah, Bloodwave somehow manages to take third. If that's not an overtake on off of gaining an advantage off the track, I'm not sure what is. And Jaguar gets an extra 3 seconds for track limits from a guy that was doing so well up until a mistake at Imola is having an absolute nightmare on the track limits at Singapore. Jaguar needs 5 seconds. He currently does have 5 seconds. Actually, Jaguar needs 8 and he doesn't have that. He does, however, have 8 seconds to the next guy after Robin. So Robin standing to take 5th off of Jaguar right now. Definitely taking 5th off Jaguar right now. Alu losing time as we go along to Bloodwave, who should be stepping on the bottom step of the podium at the end of this one. Almost deep. That was almost catastrophic there for Bloodwave. And if that had gone wrong, the commentator's curse would have been 4 for 4 tonight. But right now, also, if we go 10 seconds up the road, we're on lap 15 of 15. I've only just realised that, which means Rigo! We're about to go on lap 15. Why did it say 15 on Rigo? Oh, Rigo, there. It's caught me off guard with Saber right now. Rigo, yeah, well ahead. I don't know why it said, yeah, no, it caught me off guard. I thought stable on the same lap as Rigo, so that is my bad. But the last lap is coming up. I do that relatively often. I think we're one lap further on than we actually are. But yeah, 10.5 seconds now for Rigo to Staber. And both of them relatively unchallenged by anyone right now as we watch Jaguar versus Alu, and Jaguar has got past Alu on track. It isn't going to mean shit by the end of this race. He is still going to drop to 6th. Honestly, he might be dropping further than that. We've got penalties at the end of this one. 5 seconds right now over Boomer for Jaguar. He's speeding into the pit lane. Penalty costing him that. I think Boomer is actually within that 5-second gap. I think mini turns might just be out of the 8-second gap behind that. So Jaguar is playing with fire with an 8th place finish right now. And this time, Rigo is going to come over the line in just a couple of corners, round the final one, and Rigo wins in Singapore, just undoubtedly convincing, and just completely unchallenged the entire race, and he absolutely deserves it for not making a mistake for once. And Staber comes over in second, 11 seconds back. Bloodwave gets to the bottom step of the podium relatively easily. Jaguar, let's see how far he's going to fall. Alu 4th, Robin 5th, Boomer gets 6th. Is Mini Turns going to steal it? Mini Turns is going to steal it. He gets 6th. Boomer gets 7th. Jaguar gets 8th. And MBMA was only just outside of that 8-second window in the end. DDK should come over the line now to pass over in 10th. Moose will get 11th. Saeed will maybe just about survived. He just about survived the Noof, and he ends 12th. Noof 13th. Daxi is trying to do his best Stroll impression, ends 14th, and then Matt is the last one over the line here. And that will be the end. And he's about to go over the line to end this one off. There you go. That's the end of the day. Rigo winning extremely convincingly in Singapore. I guess the reason he wanted to start the back. That way it gave me something to commentate, but in the end, he won by 11 seconds, and you deserve it when you win by that kind of time. Staber also very convincingly in second. Bloodwave managed to get third in the end, had to overtake Kalu in the process. Jaguar's penalties, plural, cost him in the end. He ended up dicing with an 8th place finish. Boomer had a pretty alright day all around. 7th, and I believe it was a 3rd in the first. Mini 10's also having a relatively decent day, a 4th and a 6th. But for now, that's all I have. It's been a pleasure. But until next time, in a bit.